In this video, we're going to take a look how to go from our exploded view. Previous video, we created our exploded view here in the animation workspace. And now we're going to look at how to create an assembly drawing and some of the elements in Fusion 360 for Activity 214, document the assembly for the IED curriculum. So once you have this saved, we're going to go up here to File. And the easiest way is to say New Drawing. You got from design and from animation. So since we're in the animation workspace, we can say from animation. And I've already got, so it'll say storyboard 1 is our reference, which that's what this is referring to. And for my drawing, I'm going to end up choosing a block that I've already created, and I'm going to choose an A size title block, so an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And this is a custom title block that I use at my school for my students. So this can be, as you can create one as well. So you'll see previous videos there as this file gets loaded. But you'll see I have a little custom title block I use at my school for this. So, and if you're interested in creating one, you can always check my other videos to see how that can be created. All right, there's going to be a few elements to this assembly drawing we're going to need our exploded view to be on the drawing. We're going to need a parts list. We're going to need balloons to indicate our parts that are on the drawing. We're also going to provide a little bit of a multi-view and maybe provide drawing notes and things like that. So here's my drawing. Here's my exploded view. Comes up automatically as placing a base view. So all I have to do is click and left click to place the exploded view up here in the upper right hand corner of the drawing, and I can say OK. All right, it'll set the view in there, and now I can start looking at putting some of the other elements. So I'm going to go up here to base view, and when I do base view, it's going to automatically change to a representation. So right now, under representation, I can either choose model or storyboard 1. So storyboard 1 was the exploded view. If I change to model, this will take me back to the design, give me the model from the design workspace that we assembled. So I'm going to go ahead and place, this will be the front view. So I'm going to left click to place and say OK. And then I'm going to go ahead and project the views by clicking. And I'm just going to set a right side view and an isometric view. Top, front, right side isometric view. Once I left click and place those views, I will right click here and say OK to end the command. One thing you'll see here as well is on the example for the activity is they provide dimensions. So now with this multi-view, you need to think about what dimensions do you need to communicate in an assembly. So the ones that they show would be ones like this, so where like you're clicking to show how much of a gap do you have toward the end. So like from when these are all assembled. So you don't need to provide like the height and the width of this block or any of the other objects, or like the radius of this arch, because those are going to be communicated in the part drawing, the individual part drawing for that particular block. So really what we're looking for is, kind of how far, this one here we have a little bit of a kind of an edge here on the top of the arch that's being exposed, so how much of that is there. The other one they put here is from corner to corner, and they draw up and they provide, kind of how thick one of these blocks or how much of a spacing, because you can tell behind there's a little bit of a gap, how much that you have from the edge. So those are the only two they have. They show them in fractions, but for ASME drawings or ANSI standard drawings, we're always working in decimals. So those are going to be it. These values, if you're following along in the curriculum, I think they showed this one to be a 1/16 of an inch. So I measured the blocks, or at least the set that I have, accurately. So you may have a little bit of different values. And also it depends on rounding, measurement, and things of that nature. So, and what types of blocks you have. So there's variations in wood and things of that nature. The next thing I'm going to add is going to be taking a look at adding a parts list and balloons. So I'm going to go up here to tables, and it asks me to select the drawing view. I'm going to select my exploded view, and then I'm going to snap the table down to the bottom right hand corner right above the title block. And there's where the parts list will happen. And then in Fusion, it automatically generates the balloons. So I'm going to show you the manual way and how to edit some of these balloons. But I'm going to edit the parts list first. So I'm going to put my mouse cursor over the top of the parts list, and anywhere on it I can double click to edit it. and this will allow me to edit the parts list. Either I can have the direction to be up or down. So down has the parts list title at the top. If I go up, the parts list is down, the title's at the bottom. And I can also uncheck, what kind of columns that I want. I can also reorder them. So like for example, if I had description there, if I wanted to move it above the part number, you'll see it'll update here in the table. And if I want to move it back down, that's fine as well. And I'm going to uncheck description because it's blank, and really all we need are these columns for this. I'm going to go ahead and say close. So to finish editing the parts list. The next part here is I'm going to go ahead and delete this third balloon. So typically when it comes to balloons, we want to make sure that they're always, so like here the arrowhead is always pointing to the edge of the part. You never want to have it where, like, let's say the arrow is passing through the part. We always want to make sure that it's always here to the outside edge. So you notice I'm grabbing these little gray grip boxes and making those movements as such. Same thing here, you get a gray grip box if you need to move the balloon. That one was interfering with the border, so I'm going to place that one here. And if I need to kind of reposition it or anything, that can be done just as such. Same thing here with number 2. All right, and then to manually add balloons, right next to the table option, you have balloon. And you can have a standard balloon. So the patent one, you can tell by the appearance, standard balloon is what we're going to use. And if you go through and provide, so if I could just click on the object and left click to select the object, left click to place the balloon, that's easy to go through and provide. And I'm going to say close. The last thing that they're going to show on this drawing there's going to be drawing notes that can be provided. So we can provide that utilizing the text tool. And down here, I'm going to draw a rectangle. So I'm going to hold my left mouse button and drag just to give me a little bit of a table or a position, and I can left click to place the opposite corner. The drawing note that they provide is that, and again, you want to make sure that you're in all caps when doing engineering drawings, all tolerances, plus or minus. So we go up here to symbols, and we can add the plus or minus symbol into there. 0.01 inches, hit enter for a second line, and our parts are adhered with wood glue. And if I click off, or if I drag this out, I can go through and keep this to 2 lines, drag the little corner to expand the box. If I need to bold it, to change the text height, change the justification, anything like that, I can always do that here. But this looks pretty good, and I can left click off of in the white space, select it, and then just grab this gray grip box, and kind of they have it right above the parts list as such. This concludes the video for the assembly drawing for activity 214 in the IED curriculum called Document the Assembly. And this right here would be the final product that students would turn in. So this is the assembly drawing for our particular product, our construction block assembly. And this finishes up the video on the activity, and this will be used in future activities throughout the curriculum.